Morning.
How is everybody doing today?
Great.
So, I don't know if you guys got this. I got this, one of our brokers sent it to me, and it's just a home buyer. This is for your home buyers. Buying a home is one of the largest financial transactions most people ever have. Agents who are realtors are a trusted source of advice and stand ready to help. Navigate your home buying purchases, blah, blah, blah. Here is what the settlement means for the home buyer. You will sign a written agreement with your agent before touring a home. That is the BBRA. Before signing this agreement, you should ensure it reflects the terms you have negotiated with your agent and that you understand exactly what services and value will be provided and for how much. The buyer agreement, they're calling it, must include 4 components concerning compensation. A specific and conspicuous disclosure of the amount or rate of compensation the real estate agent will receive or how this amount will be determined. B, compensation is the objective, e.g., 0, flat fee, percentage, hourly rate, and not open-ended. It cannot be buyer broker compensation shall be whatever the amount the seller is offering to the buyer. Cannot be. Now, we've had several agents with questions on the BBRA. Can we put on the back of it, on the where they have the additional comments? You know, I've seen several different verbiages, but basically, buyer's agent will accept say that their brokerage agreement, their buyer's broker agreement says 3%. It says buyer's broker will accept 2.5%, and no charge will be towards the buyer, something to that effect. Can't put that in there. So what we've been talking about agents doing, this is, guys, trust me, this is the weird part for me as well, because it's not clear, right? And it said right here, that's what's freaking me out. Exactly what service and value are provided and for how much? Well, the BVR doesn't say that. Yeah, I work for 3%, but will I accept 2.5? And then you pay me the half? Can I do? That's what I'm saying, guys. It's so freaking vague. So what we're telling agents to do right now, I still am kind of pushing our brokerages because I know there's several leaderships at LVR that help write this that are saying, oh, no, you can absolutely put something in the back of it as long as it's clean and clear, blah, blah, blah. Right now, we're not allowing that. But what you can do, so let's just say you did a buyer's brokerage agreement and you said you're going to accept, you would like 3%. And then it comes down the pipe where the seller says, I'll give you 2%. So what we're saying is, which again, I'm not 100% with it, but cross out 3, put 2, initial, they initial, and date it.
Jeff, ain't it up to us though, if we put in 3%, the seller pays 2%, we take 2%, we just tell our client, don't worry about 1%.
Yeah, you can, absolutely. That's what you're gonna change, that's where you're gonna change the BBA, the BBRA.
But why do we have to change it?
Right.
It
Because
doesn't-
then, well, listen, you're preaching to the choir, my man. That's what I'm saying, this is what we're talking about. That's why I would rather have some clear verbiage that we can put in there that we know we don't have to go down this rabbit hole. But nothing yet. I want to, again, with our brokerages, I'm trying to get the president on board to, let's do something, send it to our attorney and vet it, right? What they're saying, but right there it says you can't have anything, please.
So my question is, you submit the offer, the seller's accepting 2%,
Yeah.
you take it, and for whatever reason that contract falls out,
Yeah,
your BBRA now says 2%.
yes. Yep. Cross it out, put 3, everybody initial it and date it.
Okay.
I mean, God, honestly, I don't, like you said, you guys, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I think the whole thing is weird about. And I also said, and I spoke with John about this, and a couple of you guys last week, I would have 2 BBAs. If I'm gonna show them new homes, it might be 4%. If I'm doing resales, it might be 3%, right? So, because again, we can come down, we can't come up.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. She just broke the law because instead of going from 2% up to 3%, she's violated the contract because you can go down.
Down,
but
you can't go up, right.
So you can't go any higher.
Well, that's what I'm saying, she said the deal canceled. She said if that deal didn't go through, and I put
Okay.
2% is what she said.
Well,
Okay.
wouldn't that BDRA go towards that, and stay in that file, and you could do a whole new one?
I would think what the best thing would be, in my opinion, would be to cancel it and then write another one.
Right, have that stay with that, will cancel.
Yes, stay with that deal.
Yes,
Yep,
and now
yep,
you're
yep.
doing a new
I
deal.
think that would be definitely the way to go.
But if you were to cancel it, do you have to have something canceling?
It's just written, just
Number
written.
one.
Yep, just written.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your cancellation.
Yeah, you would say, BBRA on, August 10th is hereby canceled and written, because all has to be is written, and then you do a new one stating that. Guys, again, this is, I don't know,
Who's on first?
Yeah,
Who's on first?
yeah, absolutely. And you guys, listen, you guys heard me ranting and raving, kicking furniture over. We're as clear as mud right now. We are more in the weeds than we've ever been when we were so clear on what we were doing, and now we're going backwards. And that part's freaking me out as well. Because again, especially for buyer's agents, what do? Right? If my buyer can't pay the 1% extra, then we're gonna come down, I mean, where does it say that? I just talked to a broker yesterday about it. I said, so let's play a game. I'm the agent, you're a buyer, and I say I need 3%. But listen, don't worry, because if they only charge me 2%, I'm gonna go down to 2%. We're good, right? Right? Wait a minute, I wanna see it in writing. We can't put it in writing. Trust me, we're good.
Trust me.
Can I say one
Trust
thing,
me.
Jeff, on that?
Yes,
Just make
please.
sure you let escrow know if your seller is paying the 2%, but you still want your 3%, that you let escrow know your buyer's paying that other 1%.
Yes.
So we don't get to the end and then we have to rediscuss. It would be best, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of the title companies are asking for
Yeah,
that. I personally
absolutely.
recreated my opening email that actually specifies who's paying what
Yep.
and your transaction fees.
I think you should definitely, I think it's definitely gonna upload it. Like I said, I've got some BVRs right now that they put the verbiage in the back of it. And I said to our company, what are we gonna do? Are you gonna tell them we're gonna do it? You can't put it? What?
Couldn't you do a counter saying, that the buyer's agent accepts the 2%?
You're gonna have to do something. Yeah, it's gotta be clear. I don't know. Like I said, you guys, this is uncharted territory, so we're all in the same thing. It's just silly to
Those
me.
lawsuits hit.
Yeah. The Department of Justice is gonna come out, they're gonna find the realtor, and they're gonna get them, okay, because they are looking. And so that's the part that kicks me. C, a term that prohibits the agent from receiving compensation for brokerage services from any source that exceeds the amount or rate agreed to in this agreement with the buyer, and D, a conspicuous statement that the broker's fee and commissions are fully negotiable and not set by law, which they've always been. That's the thing that gets me, they've always been that way. Written agreements apply to both in-person and live virtual home tours. You do not need a written agreement if you are just speaking to an agent at an open house or asking them about their services. Right, we went down that deal with the new open houses. The seller may agree to offer compensation to your agent. This practice is permitted, but the offer cannot be shared on the multiple listing services unless as in local markets use both buyer brokers and listing brokers to share information on properties for sale. So we're more in the weeds than we've ever been, so. There we go. We'll figure it out though, guys, we'll get it figured out. I always like to show the debt clock, just so everybody can see. If you look right here, I think this is just for me, because I'm silly. 129 million people pay taxes. About 37% of the population doesn't pay taxes, but they get a tax return. Credit card debts here somewhere, almost 2 trillion. Biggest we've ever had, somewhere in there, it's in there. The service to debt right now that we have every day, it is $2 billion a day in interest.
I'm just watching the US population. It's not clicking too much, which was cool. That's cool with me. was
I love
watching
it.
that right there.
I love it, dude. All right, let's get into some fun stuff. Get away from all that. I put this in there last week. This is gonna be on your listing agreement, you guys, if you want to, if your buyer, your seller wants to offer compensation, you can add these lines, either one to your, additional lines in the back, if that's what you want. I think that, you know, if I'm doing it, this would be the one I would use more, because this one's kind of locking yourself into a percentage. So I would think if me, Mr. Seller, you're gonna offer compensation, yeah, what is it? Well, let's get an offer and see what it is. So that's the one that I think that I would use if it was me doing it. I don't know how many people know about this, Katie Lance, does anybody know what, does anybody see her? This is, she's a social media guru that you guys, that she's part of our company, one of our vendors. She's free. She does all kinds of different videos, Facebook posts, you name it. If you're not getting it in your email, please let the girls know, or let's reach out to help desk, because you should be getting this information. I get this every day, and it's all free. You guys can log right into it. It's right there. She's a social media guru, and she has it all. So if you want to do social media, that's who. And I get it. I just want to make sure. How many people have heard of her? Show of hands. So we got a couple of us have seen it. Guys, really, really good. Like I said, she's master classes, and I just got this one this morning. So thought we'd show that. Inventory, it's almost 7,000 now, so inventory is going up a little bit, you guys. 511 homes last week, we sold just over almost 700. So we got 6,900 homes on the market right now. More homes are coming on the market. Which are in the last 7 days, 230. Look at this, back on the market, 887 back on the market. We know when a home comes back on the market because it's overpriced generally, almost every time. Homes from 400,000, 800,000 is 3,300. That's up about, I think, about 150 homes. And then 100,000 to 400,000, 2,200. I think that same thing. That's up about around 150 homes as well. So we are getting more inventory. Listing agents are coming out of the woodwork. They're doing their thing. We still believe that interest rates are going to come down 1.5 basis points. And I think in September or October, something like that. So just make sure you're watching for that, because I think when it does come down, and Ricky was talking about, and so is John, 6 million refis. If it gets down 1 basis point, 6 million people can refi. So I think the refi market's gonna do well. I think that's also gonna open the door for people to ready to think they can buy a house, or gonna be ready to buy a house. So I think that's happening. Has anybody heard of the California all-in-one and have it down? Anybody heard of that? Basically what California is gonna do, they are gonna give up to $150,000 to undocumented workers, undocumented people in the United States to buy a house in California.
Did that pass?
It'll pass this week. And then it goes to the governor's desk to sign, which is guaranteed. So they're already broke and they got more money to do it. They said they're anticipating about $1 billion in loans. So just keep you in tune with what's going on there. This is just a cleaner way. Look at this. 38 days. That was 30 days last week. So the homes are sitting on the market a little bit, but look at the price reduction still. And homes from 400,000 to 800, 364 price reductions in the last 7 days. People are still, sellers are still overpriced in their homes. And we've got our Kaden. I kept screwing his name up. Talking about solar systems, he's gonna be up in just a second, after we get some others. But I was telling you guys about the home our agents had, that they, about a 1,300 square foot home, they put solar on it like 6 months ago, $62,000. The payment is $350 a month. They're trying to sell a house now. So far, they had a couple offers. They've negotiated paying $40,000 of it off for the new buyer. And with the buyer accepting the other 20. Still going back and forth, so we'll see what happens with that. But that's why I think it's important that we talk to somebody who knows the different programs before your clients get involved with it. Because it is making it a son of a gun to sell the homes. So there, keep the numbers, always keep the numbers in your mind, you guys. We should be doing videos every day on the numbers. All right, Heather, on that note, come up, please. Give her a big hand. Hi, girl.
Everybody, do you wanna change the slide?
Oh, I will
forward?
change the slide, yep. I'll do the Vanna.
Okay, so everyone's asking me about this. Don't shoot me, it's not up yet, but it should be by the end of this week. I checked with Justin Taylor again this morning. I'm like, please give me an update. So any day now, but there is, I guess, a lot of back and forth with the Apple Store, trying to get that up and going. So it's pretty much done. It's just a matter of getting it out there. I know I said the exact same thing last week. I hate doing that. So hopefully, by this Friday, I'll be posting it everywhere once it is live, which again, if you weren't here, this is the new NetSheet app that's gonna be available. It's called Rock Agent, similar to Palm Agent. Does so much more than NetSheet, so you guys can kind of see everything here. You probably have it in your handout, everything that it does do. A couple things that I have been asked when I started in this position was getting ready for a listing appointment. Can you guys get me this? I didn't realize we do all this stuff. So for one, we can get you a property profile. So if you give us the address, we're gonna give you a property profile that's gonna have comps. It's gonna show you a whole bunch of stuff on that property you're about to go to. If you give us enough time, we can have one of these binded for you. And then we have our courier service come here and drop it off. Not everyone gives us enough time. So sometimes people give us 4 hours and expect it to be here, and it's not, because it does come from our Rock title at 215 in Russell. So make sure we have time for that. We're gonna give you, this is an Altos report, which you guys, if you're not already set up, you can do this yourself on Altos. I can also set you up. But it also shows you specifically that zip code with the different square footage homes, the median prices in that area. If it's a seller's market, buyer's market, has a cool little graph. And the know before you list is another great option we have. And this comes with you'll get a PDF no matter what, but you do have to specify if you wanted to come and get delivered. And it'll have the deed that's tied to the property. And we have a little section here that kind of just spells it out for you. So if you're not good at reading deeds, we do that for you. And that comes from our title department too. So it's not just click, click, here you go. So it does take us a little bit of time to get those. So sometimes on a rush, we could do it in 4 hours, but ideally, if you know you're gonna have a listing appointment, you probably know at least 24 hours or 2 days before you go out there. So ideally, give us some time, but we'd be happy to do that for you. Email me, and then I get with our customer service department, and we get that done for you guys.
Do you have an agent portal that we can get pull our own property profiles?
Yes, so Title Pro 247, I can set you guys up if you wanna see me today or send me an email. You can do all that yourself. If you wanna go a step further, you can get us involved and we can easily do that for you. The property profiles, really, it's as easy as punching in the address and boom, it's right there. So you can do that if you're home at 10 o'clock at night and you just wanna pull it up. You can do that on the Title Pro 247. But the rest of it, you wanna go through us for it. So that's all I got. Kathleen, I always forget to introduce her. Most of you guys know Kathleen. She is an amazing escrow officer. She's out of our 215 in Russell location. So she's been an escrow officer for 30-some years. If I don't know everything, which I don't, Kathleen usually does or can find out for you.
You know something that we might think about doing, and I know we did this a long time ago, is we did a quick little, I think it was like a 30-40 minute class on the preliminary title. How to read one, what to look for. So that might be something we should think about doing. That was a good class. I really enjoyed that one.
So we are getting a list together. Everyone, escrow 101. We're getting a lot of
Next with the,
questions.
Prelim is kind of Tim is set up, I think, down at the south.
Okay,
coast.
good.
But we could we'll certainly do it up here as well.
Yeah.
And have an open question, because, you know, a lot of you already know, have done escrow, but to me, to have an open question
Yeah.
as to.
Yeah, I think it'd be perfect because a lot of people don't know how to even read them, so.
Yeah,
And we don't want to be the expert in them, but we want to at least understand them.
yeah, and on that note, before you list, if there's judgment or liens against the property, it will pull those too as well.
Yeah, cool. And by the way, I found this out through the top guys, is this app, you can't just buy the app, you have to qualify to get the app. Yeah, it isn't just, hey, give us money and you're in. You have to actually qualify and do a bunch of other things to get to it, so I was really surprised about that, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of back-end stuff.
Yes, there's been a lot of, yeah.
Here's our credit card.
Yeah, months of doing this stuff, so, cool.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, give her a hand, guys, appreciate that. All right, Lisa Walden, come on up, girl. how are you? Give her a big hand. Now, I'm not gonna even say the name because I screw it up every damn time.
Just look at it and sound it out.
Oh, don't say that, just tell me.
A
Maybe.
choza.
A choza.
A choza, just like it looks.
Okay, it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's Chinese.
No.
I chose a home warranty.
Thank you.
Okay.
I chose, Lisa Waldeck, and it chose a home
Oh.
warranty.
Now, no test next week, okay? Don't test me.
That's right. Hi, guys. Good morning. Lisa Waldeck here with a Choza Home Warranty. I've got brochures in the back. I know I was here just a few weeks ago, kind of talked to some of you about this. What we're doing different in the home warranty industry is we're allowing your homeowners to choose their own contractors when they need to file a claim. For many of you, I started back in the home warranty industry here 17 years ago. I was with HSA Home Warranty for 8 years. When they were sold, I left the business for about 8 years and came back with a Choza almost a year and a half ago because of what they're doing to change the home warranty industry. We want to make it homeowner friendly. We want to make it agent friendly. We want you guys to get referrals from your homeowners because they're happy that you recommended the home warranty. Not seeing things get denied over and over again. Not see technicians upsell the homeowner when they're out there to make a repair. I mean, I know all the pain points. The other thing that we were talking about, I like that Jeff touched about, homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. So if you're taking listings, we do offer the free listing coverage. We include all of the kitchen appliances, HVAC, and roof leaks at no additional cost. So it's almost a no-brainer to not include that on your listing presentation. Offer that to your sellers as a courtesy by listing with you. It's gonna make you stand apart if you're out there competing for a listing. Bless you. So get with me. I can get you information. I can send you the PDFs on everything, send you PDFs on the brochures, the listing and seller flyer that you can include in your listing presentation. Anything you guys need, my information that's my cell phone, that's my email. I'm really easy to get hold of. So if there's anything I can do for you guys, just let me know.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. All right. So let's bring up Kaden. Kaden, come on up. Let me see if I can switch over to you. Glasses. Katie got up knowing that it's probably gonna screw it up. You said the far one, right?
The left.
That right there.
One more over.
Where? That one?
Yeah.
Yep, there, okay.
Pull
Right.
up the mouse for you so it'd be easier. You
Oh.
still didn't use it.
Yep, you should be, you have to point it at that when you do it.
All
All right, guys, give Kate a big hand. Appreciate it.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kaden Kilday, and I'm here with Solverde Solar and Solar Certified Pro. Just for a quick little survey, who here has solar on their personal home right now? Okay, a few, 1, 2, 3. Now, how many of you know if it is like a lease, a loan, or a power purchase agreement, or PPA? Don't know? Owned?
I bought it that way.
Okay, bought it that way. Is anybody else? Okay. So the rest of you, I'm assuming you're on NV Energy, right? And I'm gonna just point out a few fingers here. Why haven't you gone solar? Just haven't thought about it yet.
I don't feel like it's a good value.
Okay.
And it makes the house harder to sell. And I could go.
Okay. No, those are good points. Who else is on NV Energy here? You?
I am.
You on? Why haven't you gone solar?
I just rent.
You just rent? Okay. Why haven't you
She's
gone
not
solar?
selling the
sir?
system, that's why they call you.
It's kinda like you said,
I really do rent.
If you don't purchase it outright, it seems like it's gonna be a problem in the future for another buyer to maybe finance, if, in case they were, coming onto it as like an FHA or some kind of loan. It's harder for it to incorporate. And then my roof, as a tile roof, 95, I have like, I can't say it. I used to take care of my own pigeons, but now I don't take care of my own pigeons because like, it's
Personal
not-
exterminator?
Yeah, and I mean, tile roofs, like they get up there and then there's a lot of, seems like might be a little bit of damage to my roof
Yeah.
before they put the solar on. And then I'm always worried about, okay, I buy a computer today,
Yeah.
obsolete like the next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's something newer and smaller and like, what's the warranty? You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
to get up there and clean, like I clean my windows myself.
Mhm.
I would probably want to like clean my solar panel with a big ass squeegee up.
Yeah.
I would be the weird guy. So like, I'm always thinking about the upkeep of them because I remember when 6th grade we would build solar cars, like in technology class. And like, you know, I don't know, it just seems like there's a lot of upkeep that goes along with them, and then they're gonna be obsolete by the time I buy them. That's what I'm
And
worried
you time you pay them off,
they're
they're
gonna be like
out of it.
smaller,
Right.
like, okay, you just got the whole roof
Right.
maxed out, like my neighborhood, dude, it looks like this, and then all of a sudden they're gonna come in with a little thing like this. And by the way, this powers everything in 2 years, and I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, no, for sure. Those are good questions and concerns. So those of you that are still on NV Energy, do you know where your power comes from? I mean, you probably don't care. Lights come on, AC's cold, freezer stays frozen, right? Probably don't care. But what if I told you that 37% of all of commercial and personal energy comes from solar in Las Vegas? Those solar fields. And in the next 6 years, it's going to be 50%. By
So there's
2030.
gonna be no lake, huh? There will be no hydroelectric if we continue going like
The dam is not big enough.
I know.
You need a lot more of it. But solar, I mean, if you guys are driving out the south end of town, you see those solar fields out there. They're putting in new ones up near Creech Air Force Base off the 95 North. So, yeah, 50% by 2030. Now, as you all know, NV Energy has been historically going up an average of 4.5%. Now, that doesn't take into account the last 2 years. Right now, we are at an average of 17 cents per kilowatt hour across Las Vegas and Nevada. Do any of you know what, for at least NV Energy, what it was 2 years ago? Just a wild guess. We're at 17 cents now.
I'm thinking it was at like 12 cents.
Okay. Anybody else who's got a random guess? Throw out a number.
6.
You throw out a number.
7.
7? Okay. You said 6? Okay, so it was at 10. 10 cents a kilowatt in 2022. They're averaging 35% a year in the last 2 years, which is ridiculous. And on top of that, people that are on NV Energy, you can't control that. They tell you, you pay it, and that's kind of just, you're out of luck, right? Here's where I introduce what we call a PPA, Power Purchase Agreement, which means instead of a loan where you take out a bunch of money or you're paying it in cash, they put it up on your roof, bumper to bumper warranty, and you purchase the power that that produces at a lesser rate. Yeah, PPA. So yeah, you're probably thinking, okay, like that sounds pretty good, right? Everything's covered under warranty and I get to pay less, but like also, why would I do that? You guys have your other concerns, people putting holes in the roof and birds and efficiency and all that. So you're looking at like, okay, why, right? So as a realtor, PPAs are the easiest thing to transfer. Whereas with a loan, you guys gotta worry about the UCC filing on the financial side, you gotta worry about the title side as far as with the install company getting all that transferred over. This is one-stop shop. Everything is under one roof, and you don't have to worry about these companies going out of business because they're backed by massive companies that hold huge parts of the market for solar. For a realtor, super easy transfer. You email them, call them, they'll send you over a link. It's a soft credit check, and then everything's transferred over because it's all under one roof. So they have all of the information already. They transfer it over. It takes 5 business days. Typically what we see. As a buyer, a lot of people coming in, I'm sure you guys, I mean, you guys probably see it more than I do. A lot of people coming in from like California, those already green energy states. They're coming in, they want solar on their roof. At least that's what I've heard. Somebody confirm. Yeah, some of them, yeah. And also, I mean, we're required as a state, like I said, by 2030, we have to be 50% energy, green energy efficient. So as a realtor and as people are coming in as buyers, there's a definite smell in the air for people coming in. They're looking for solar. And then as a seller, if you're moving out, even though appraisers only valued at like 3% of the house value, from what I've heard, that's still a little extra selling power. And you can tell a buyer coming in, hey, I'm paying 30% less than people that don't have solar on their roof. What are you signing, right? So people that are coming in, they're probably concerned, they're like, okay, I don't want my credit ran, I don't want to have to open up a whole loan and get my debt to income check. That's not the case. Here with a PPA, it's just an agreement that you're buying solar energy from the solar panels that are on the roof. And then you're assuming the warranty, like I said, bumper to bumper, super easy, everything is covered. And then you are agreeing to the utility bill payment, which means that a PPA is just like a utility company, just like NV Energy, but you have a say in what you pay. So you keep the money in your pockets. So yeah, that's in the underwriting, is that you agree to pay it 13 cents a kilowatt hour instead of 17, 18 as it continues to go up. Any questions?
Do they lock that in, the 13
So,
kilowatt?
yeah, so that depends on the company. That's what I was gonna go into next, is because negotiation is a huge part. These guys will come knock on your door with their,
Yeah, so we have two bills, we still gotta pay Nevada Power for their portion too, correct?
depending on, yeah, so you have an $18 hookup fee, which everyone has. And then outside of that, any energy that you still have to pull from NV Energy's solar fields, then you have to pay market price for. So,
when you put the unit on the roof, do you put it big enough to cover everything that we don't have to pay for Nevada Power?
yep, exactly, yep. So yeah, the biggest thing here is negotiation. These guys will come knock on your door and they'll be saying, oh, we're a new utility company in Las Vegas and we wanna sell you on this 15 cents per kilowatt hour. And they're like, so they'll come into your home and they'll tell you about how they have an escalator, which is usually a small percentage, 1.9% is typically what we see, but per year, your bill's gonna go up by that much. That's just commission for the rep. That's all it is. And you can negotiate that out. You can tell them that your friends over here at Solar Certified Pro are doing $13 or 13 cents a kilowatt hour and have no escalator, which we also do. So the next thing is knowing which equipment you're getting. A lot of these reps are kind of stingy because they want the lowest price for the system with the highest commission. So they're going to try and use bad equipment, push up the monthly bill a bunch so that they just get more money in their pocket with an escalator. I want you guys to write these names down really quickly. Solar Edge and Enphase. These are the two biggest and most high quality brands in solar panels and inverters. Specifically Enphase. Enphase, yeah, E-N-P-H-A-S-E. Enphase developed what we call a microinverter. So 20 years ago, they had solar panels up on the roof and then one big inverter box, right? And if that inverter went out, it's done. If one panel went out, since they're all attached, it was like Christmas lights, you know? Pull a Christmas light out of a string and the whole thing goes dead, right? Enphase came out about 2018 where they basically took that inverter and broke it down into however many pieces they had, and they put one little inverter underneath each panel. So if you lose one inverter, it's just the one panel. And you have a monitoring app where you can look at it and break it down into each panel, what it's producing, and you get to fully view what everything on your roof is doing. So that you can see exactly what you're producing and know exactly what you're gonna pay at the end of the month. At the end of the day, I like to look at it as Nevada Energy is going to continue to go up. 35% per year in the last 2 years and 4.5% on average before that. They're gonna continue to go up, and especially as more people go solar, they will continue to jump those prices because they're losing money.
That's true. That sucks.
So, yeah, so knowing how to negotiate with the rep you're working with and the company you're working with is key to saving money and putting it in your pockets and knowing how to advise your clients so that they stay happy and that you stay happy. And there's our social media. We post on there once or twice a week, just our most asked questions. And then, yeah, if you guys want to scan that. And then we also have our website. I also passed out those little pamphlets. That has a full breakdown of all of our services because we have a lot more than just PPAs. We have loans. We also do solar inspections, which is a pretty big one for you guys. If you have a buyer coming in and they're looking at a house that has solar on it, but the seller doesn't know if it works, give us a call. We'll go in, look at it, get a full production breakdown for your client. Also, we do transfers. If you guys ever don't want to deal with the paperwork, sometimes it can be hairy. Give us a call. We'll take care of it. So go ahead.
So does this stay with the house, once you agree upon this and you put it on the house and you get the warranty, the whole 9 yards, that stays with that house forever?
That does stay with that house, but in the difference where you were just talking about, I was listening when you were saying that they were breaking down that somebody has to pay 40 grand, somebody has to pay 20 grand on a house they're trying to sell. With a PPA, that's not the case, because you're not taking out a loan. There's no equitable amount behind it. You just have to transfer everything over, because they're
What
just a
if
utility
the
company.
buyer buys the house and he don't want it on the house? It's too late because you're
Well, I
signing
mean,
contract.
he can get it paid to be taken off, but at the end of the day, I'd also just, if I were to give you 100 gallons of gas for $2 a gallon, and then you said, no, I need $300 or 300 gallons, would you still take the 200 gallons for cheaper? Yeah, see, let's go. And that's all I got for you guys. Questions? I know you guys are trying to drink from a fire hose of information. I was just spraying at you, so.
So I know there's different systems, like you said, own versus lease, where they take the power back. I mean, is there a real advantage with the one you're talking about, the PPA or whatever you said it was? Is there a big advantage to it versus owning it?
Well, yes and no. Owning it, don't get me wrong, there's a certain amount you can put back in when you are selling the home. I did see you shake your head. Did I get that number wrong? What are house appraisers putting back for, just so I know moving forward, I don't want to misinform you.
Well, every appraiser I've talked to will never commit, for one, lease obviously no value.
Yeah.
But for owning it, every appraiser has said they will not pinpoint a value because it depends on the comps in the neighborhood. If there was another one that sold similar that also had a similar solar system purchased on theirs, maybe it would give it a value, but a lot of them will say 0.
Okay.
And some will say maybe if there's the right comp. And maybe as we're getting more and more homes to comp it out, maybe. But that's what I've heard. Has anyone heard anything different?
I'll say the only thing I've heard is that they'll say roughly 3%, and that's not that much. So, any other questions?
The system you're talking about now, do they keep up with technology? Hey, every 5 years they put new panels on, or are they
So
20-year life, or what do they do?
Once you sign the agreement, those panels stay on there for the 25 years, or however long the agreement is. It can be 10, 15, however long, right? Once that agreement is up, you have an option to renew it, and they will come out with upgraded technology. Now, I will note, don't get me wrong, the last 20 years have been a very eye-opening experience for solar companies and manufacturers as they've come up with many, many new ways to get the highest efficiency panels, but we've kind of plateaued over the last 4 years, where we got up, now we're running like 390 watt panels, and that's pretty much stayed the same. That's what they have voted as the best, and they are lasting for a long time. The degradation on them, meaning like how fast they degrade, is after 25 years, you're still at 95%. So,
Really?
yeah, that's
Wow.
through testing. So it's getting better for sure, as opposed to, early 2000s, where after 25 years, you were at like 35%.
And you're saying this PPA, there's no UCC, nothing filed on the property?
No. So, if you guys, like I said, you guys are probably trying to drink from a fire hose. I just kind of put out a lot of information. So you all have my card and the pamphlet. Please give me a call. If you ever have any questions, I am available at pretty much any hour on any day of the week. So give me a call if you have any questions. And then if you guys are interested in just seeing the numbers for your personal home, give me a call. We can set up a Zoom call and just kind of run through some numbers, no pressure, but I'd like to at least help you guys know how to advise your clients in the future, because solar's not going away, and I'd rather work with you guys than have you guys not like us and me. And
If they are working with a buyer and the house has solar, what's the cost for you guys to come out and evaluate the system that they currently have?
that's $350.
And do you give like a written report, or?
Yep. So it's a full breakdown. I don't have a blank version on my computer right now, but it's a full production report. So we'll call a lot of these companies, like I was saying, Enphase and Solar Edge. They monitor everything going on, and they have apps to do so. So if your homeowner doesn't have the app, we can still call the company and get a full production report. We'll break it down, show you everything that's going on down to per panel. So.
And you can see if they're efficient and time frames and how old they are and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, we've got access to all.
So like the older panels, 10 years ago, are they degrading the same, 95%, or is it a lot less?
No, they're a little bit less. It's probably like 80%.
Okay. And what about washing these things? How do you?
I go back and forth because we have a company that does it. They're called Royal Scrubbers. If you guys want to write that down, but Royal Scrubbers, they do a phenomenal job. But at the same time, it does rain enough around here to wash them off once in a while. and the dust, unless it's like caked on there, it doesn't really affect the production that much, so.
Okay.
But I would recommend, we always recommend getting them cleaned once a year, but also if it rains more than once a year, hopefully it does.
It's not gonna
Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, then yeah, I'd recommend getting them scrubbed, because Royal Scrubber just does a great job and they're not super expensive, so.
Right. And the thing about, are they crawling on your roof to do these, or how?
Yeah,
Really,
they'll
they
set
gotta
up,
get
they'll
up
set
there,
up a
but
ladder, yeah.
You got people stomping on your tile roof again.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
so-
they do have to get up there, like he was saying, it is kinda just like a big ass squeegee that they wipe it off with.
That's hard work right there.
Yeah, cool. All right, any other questions? All right, guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Kate.
guys, I appreciate it so
that.
much. Please reach out to me, call me anytime.
You're waking 2 in the morning?
4 in the morning.
I'm up until 3 in the morning.
Oh, you just had it.
I wake up at 4.
All right, so let's move on. Kaden. So the railroad classes, you guys, again, they're on Zoom. They've been doing really, really well. I'm pretty impressed with doing them on Zoom. A lot of people have been engaging. So there's the class, there's the IDs, where they're at, so they're gonna be on, again, they're all on Zoom. And again, you guys, they're not just for new agents, they're for any agent. Especially because we talk about this all the time, guys. A lot of times we're gonna get back to the basics. We think there's some new app, some new thing that's gonna change the world. And really, it's about getting back to basics of what we're doing in real estate. I just put this up here. RPR, we've talked about it. Does everybody know RPR? I mean, people, it's part of LVR. I should say part of it. You pay for it, so it's in our LVR. RPR, really, really cool system. These are just some of the webinars that they're doing on their stuff. Guys, if you're working with a buyer or a seller, either one, really, really cool information. You can see property pretty much all over the United States. I even went out to Hawaii, looked for an address in Hawaii, found it, consumed into the house. It tells you everything you want your buyer want to know. Now, would I do one for every one of my buyers on houses they're just looking at? No. When they're ready to make a solid offer on a property, then I would pull that report. Generally about 30, it's anywhere from 30 to 60 pages. But guys, tons and tons of information. These are just some of the classes they're gonna be doing. So I thought it might be interesting for people to know exactly where it's at and what they're doing. I think it's really cool. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm just gonna do a quick little Zoom on some of the classes, on some of the forums. We'll talk kind of like we did today. It'll just be Zoom. We've kind of done several of them, but tomorrow we'll just really be talking questions and answers, kind of like we were doing today. Please.
How do you sign up for that class?
Yeah, what's the code, dude?
Yeah, we'll give you the code.
We have to create it today. We'll
Yeah,
post it on our Facebook.
Yeah,
so just
it's
be
on there right
patient.
now.
Alright.
She'll give it a code. We'll log it all set up, please.
Just have a quick question on that rental form, when it
Yes.
says, the first thing it says is broker, is
Yeah.
that your name then?
Yeah, no, your name. They always say broker, which surprises me. They don't just say the agent. Yeah, they call it a broker. So that's going to be tomorrow at 2 o'clock, guys. Again, it's just, let's do a question and answer. Let's talk about things that are going on, some of the new forms. I will say I think a lot of people are getting it, but I'm not going to kid you guys. I have literally had somebody last week say to me, hey, I know I heard the forms have changed. Can you explain it to me? Yeah, I got nothing going on for the next 4 or 5 hours. Just sit down and do it. I mean, that's the stuff that freaks me out. You guys know that. Get engaged in your goddamn business. So that'll be there. This fun. We'll do that. It should be interesting to do. A matter of fact, in summer, the ABR class is going on right now. It was today. It's today and tomorrow in their class. Ours is going to be on the 19th and 20th. Please make sure there's a QR code. You need to sign up for it. That's 2 8-hour days. It's going to be right here. There's no charge for it. 6 months ago, I think in Mark's office we did this before all this was going on, and I want to say the cost was like $300 or $400. So it's free to go, please.
I did sign for this one.
Say it again.
I signed for this one, but it's for September 4th.
On the website, it says September 20th and.
19th and 20th, right? Yeah, check again, because something's wrong then. It's 19th and 20th. Because I seen it on Key Real Estate School's
Yes.
Yeah.
back office. They said it was for the the September 14th or 4th, they're doing it in another office.
Yeah.
So not our office. Our office is the 19th and 20th.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
whole
It
list
is?
of where they're all doing it.
I signed up and I thought that.
Yeah, no, something's gotta be wrong, because I seen it.
Yes.
1-day class or is it?
2-day class, 8 to 5.
I didn't
Oh,
see that one on
both days.
Facebook.
On both days, 8 to 5.
Key Realty,
Yeah, does it show the 19th and 20th?
Okay, I'll go back and check so I can
Yeah, it should.
sign up for it.
Yeah, sure, check again, because it's there, I seen it.
I'll grab it, well, yeah, I'm just watching this one.
No, it's 19th and 20th.
there's a bunch of dates on the one.
Yeah, see, they're doing them in a bunch of different offices, but ours, like I say, Tim's office is yesterday, today and tomorrow. Ours is on the 19th and 20th. We'll confirm that, you guys, but I know that's what it is. I actually see it on
I
ours as
just
well.
signed up yesterday, it says 18th and 19th.
Can't be,
Alright, well,
yeah, it can't be.
Yeah, the one that I signed is
Yeah, it can't be.
for September 4th.
Yeah, we'll, guys, we'll confirm that with everybody, but I know when we talk about teaching that.
my goodness.
I'll just.
19th and 20th. Well, look, we'll confirm with everybody, okay? But it's gonna be a great class, you guys. Especially because once you're done with the class, you can get certified through them to be an ABR rep and be certified.
That's weird.
Save the date, Stonies, we are gonna be doing our holiday party there, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Make sure you sign up through Katie, Eventbrite. So $11 for the ages to go. And remember guys, all that $11 is gonna go to our charity, and we're gonna give that to Project 150, who we did this year. So please make sure your plus ones are gonna be $49. So make sure it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. Get your boots on, hats. We're gonna do the untraditional. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then afterwards, we're gonna stay right there and just hang out. So make sure you save the date. That's coming down. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And then certainly last but not least, Monday is Labor Day. So the office will be open. We just won't have staff here. So you can still come in and print through all that stuff's not gonna be a problem. There will not be a Tuesday meeting. We don't do them after a Monday holiday because we know people are coming back and all that kind of stuff. So that's all I have. Questions for me? Nothing? All right, everybody. Have an amazing day.